G'day guys, and welcome to a quick preview for Warwick Farm for the 8th of July. The true looks like we'll get a 6. It'll be a decent 6, I reckon. It'll be pretty testing. Been heavy frost and all sorts of things out that way. The track was pretty wintry last start, and I doubt that it'll be dried out too much. The track has been playing a bit funny. I'd be very cautious early in the day with how I was betting and wanting to have a quick look at the pattern. I don't think it'll be terribly easy to run on a lot. I think it'll still play pretty gluggy and tough to get good footing to sustain a run from a long way back in the field, but we'll play it a bit that way. We want sort of tough on pace-ish types as kind of the ideal ones, but I think there are some big fields and it probably will be okay to be coming from midfield or worse. It's just want to be up there to be making sure and keeping an eye on that pattern as we go. First race of the day for the 2-year-olds, an open handicap. Pretty good speed here from the likes of Lipizan coming outside. Probably going to look for that sitting behind them again, ideally if they can get it, which you might do here with Brook Road and Louisa kicking up from the inside, and then a bunch of horses wanting on-pace positions. I believe there's every chance that Runaway will come out, which means that's a little bit of pressure from wide that'll come out of the race. All eyes on the horse. Awesome pluck here. Big maiden winner at Taree. It's first start in a race. The time was only average. Beat nothing. It was very arrogant and was coming off a good trial. See it out wide here. It's very difficult to line this form up, and I just get a little bit worried. You see him to get his head on the side and lug a bit. He did the same in the trial since. He'll probably want to have to do everything right to beat these horses. In saying that, I don't want to lay him, that's for sure. He just looks a really impressive type, very green, obviously. Just a quick look at the trial to show that he does similar here. We'll see him getting his head side on, and still quickens nicely late and puts away a good bunch of horses here. I like that she's taken the horse to Warwick Farm for a trial. It's obviously not ideal, all the travel, the horse coming down from Port Macquarie area. So you see it there, even green on the line, jumping in shadow or something. So the horse has got plenty of improvement to come. I don't want to lay it, but I don't want to back it at $3. I think Brook Magic's probably the bomb-proof type. They put up some crazy odds. I think they went up about $7 or $8 into about $4.50. That's probably closer to its real price. And if there is a bit of pressure early with the likes of sort of It Wild Heart, I find it difficult to find a horse that's going to run on. See, Manicure's got a bit of speed. Possibly Star Galaxy with the blinkers on. It just camped in behind them, can improve. Sparky Lad's trial well, not really sure it's ready to go. Louise is another horse that hasn't trialled like it's 100% wound up, so I'd probably, gun to my head, I'm having something on Brook Magic, but it does look a race where I'd just rather just analyse it a bit and watch the pattern. $9 Star Galaxy looks okay as well, but it's definitely a watch and learn race for mine. I'll try and get right through these races quickly. Race 2, 1400. Not a lot of speed here. We've got, race 2. Yuma Desert, who led, dictated, won well last start. Heading forward, Noir camps on it probably. And then horses have decisions. Loves a Fantasy, Rebby Rampart outside, whether they go forward. Otherwise, it's going to be sort of Stiletto, Vixen, Philosophy and Pioneering camping in behind those two leaders who should get it their own way. I don't want to knock Yuma Desert just because it could get a similar run to last start. I do think that Noir can probably sit outside it and beat it, but it is rising 150 metres today and going up a little bit in grade. It's another horse that went up around the $9 mark, and unfortunately it's into $4.60, so it's tough to chime into it, but I'd probably just give it the nod over the other horse. And Philosophy is obviously the one that sits on them and has a lot of upside. I don't think they're the only chances. I'm risking Pioneering up to $1,400. It's definitely a horse I'm not looking to find. I think $6.50, $7 Yuma Desert's fair enough odds with the run it's going to get. If Freebie Rampart was to push forward, I could chime into it. I think it'll get out a little bit from its $6, and it's an interesting horse. And then The rest just look to be up against it, really. It's not an ideal race for them. So I think the 3 main winning chances are definitely Noir, Philosophy, Yuma Desert. No value in the Philosophy price at $3. Value's all probably gone out of the price in Noir. I think it's probably around its right odds, and Yuma Desert I'll probably mark it around a $5.50 chance is $6.50. I think it's probably the best around at the moment. But I'm not diving into the race head first and all guns blazing. That's for sure. It's just a race with limited chances, but they've been well found already. Race 3, 2,400 metres. Collateral coming off 4 in a row, has had perfect rides in all 4 of those wins. Does have that nice setup of having the 2,400 metre run now, and it was a good win, but I thought it was exceptionally well ridden there. I cannot work out how it's $2.90 and Epsom Hill coming out of the same race, a very, very good effort. Losing the apprentice and getting the senior on this time is $9.50 as opposed to the $2.90. I thought its run had as equal to or better merit than Collateral's did last start, and it's even though it doesn't have like an exceptional winning record, hasn't won in Australia yet by the look of it. It does look to be racing well, and he's a very strong 2,400 metre type. So Epsom Hill each way, to me, seems a better play than Collateral. Sayed's a funny horse as well, coming out of some okay 2,100 metre races. The last 2 starts, now raises to the 24, does have Bowman. Things against horses, the Gavel, I think things against, it's 31 days between runs and raising 500. El Novio 17 and 500. Brogue 621 days. There's a lot against a lot of these horses in this race. Go Benny's the little wild card down the bottom, 53, dropping 9 kilos off a last start win over a similar trip. It's probably the wild card, but for me, Epsom Hill looks probably one of the better each way bets of the day. Because it handles the ground. It's strong, and it's probably going to be up on the pace there and making its own luck once again. Race 4. A few scratchings here. Noir, Reset Me on Wild, McPhee Lass all out already. Cosmic Engine has been flawless this preparation. Ran down Suncraze first up, then was a dominant winner last start, sitting wide, and just a really strong win. The only little query is probably staying at the 1,400, but it's be midfield here and going to be exceptionally hard to beat. There's no doubt about that. Ghostly's a funny horse. I thought it was never in the race last start. Ran on quite solidly late to be beaten comfortably, 1.7. Now has to venture up to 1,400 for the first time in its career. Loses the senior rider, gets the apprentice. Not sure where it gets to in the run. Can't find it at around the $3.20 mark at all. I think I've got it marked closer to the 10-1 mark. RB at Sam's, the other interesting horse, does look to lead and dictate here. Might have to work a little bit to get that front off a couple of horses. Reset Me on Wild's coming out, but I'm sure La Bella Chica will most likely want to sit right behind that horse going up in distance and has the gate to do so. So RB at Sam is going to run a bold race here, I would imagine. The only query is probably 3 weeks between runs, but that doesn't really worry me with that camp usually. It looks a deserved favourite with Cosmic Engine. 7 Cheek won a week race last start, hard fit, and each way chance in behind them. Aquatic's going to get back 1,400 to query for mine, and La Bella Chica Bella looks the other probably horse that's got a bit of query about it, but I think it's a risk at the 14-2, and I think it's a risk at the class. So I think there's clearly 2 top picks here in Cosmic Engine and RB at Sam. Not a lot between them, so RB at Sam at the better price, closer to $5, while Cosmic Engine is 5-2, $3.50. I'd probably just nudge RB at Sam on top of Cosmic Engine. Race 5, highway race, already Lycas Lass on the fiddle, and Empyrean comes out on the fiddle one today. I saw. Well done to Michael Thomas. Suncraze $1.85. This is its race. The only real danger on paper to me is Nick's Vendetta and possibly Loves a Hassle. They've both got apprentices. that don't come to town too often. Suncraze has got the senior rider, Corey Brown, gate 2, probably lobbed somewhere just in behind them, hopefully off the fence, and should just be too good. Cannot possibly back anything to beat it. I could throw Buddy Honest and Loves a Hassle in the Cornella just to spice up the dividend a little bit, maybe, if you're keen to have a bet. It's a multi-horse. I could definitely throw it in multis at $1.85. With these horses out, I'll probably have it marked a little bit shorter than that. I had it $2 before those horses were out, so it's not going to surprise me to see it probably firm from that mark. And tomorrow's its D-Day. If it doesn't win, probably get the sack. Race 6, 1100 metres, good tempo here. Good tempo from wide, the likes of the Jerity pushing forward, horses up inside, kicking up. There should be good pressure early. Another horse that's obviously unfortunately already gone off, Kings of Leon. I think they put up around $10. Its run at Wyong was incredible last start, coming off a really strong effort at Tamworth. First up, it was 60 days between runs last start. You really couldn't run on this day. They've gone slow. This is it back here. An extremely patient ride, which is not usually ideal at Wyong. You see, sort of lost the turn. They've gone slow. Fast little horse in front, star-crossed. Extremely difficult to run on this day, and you'll see him here. He's already sprinted for 200, 300 metres, and he's charging late. Just have a look. Still don't know how it didn't run second. It ran third there. He's looks ideally set up here. If you can run on, he's one of the better bets of the day for mine. I think he's very well placed. Spending to win his first up and has been very well backed. I get worried about these Snowden horses when they've been well backed early, and especially if the money continues tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be running well. It has trialled very well. First up for 140 days, Hugh Bowman on. Going down the line, sorry. Face Encore looks a bit short for me. 14 gate, not a stable rider they normally put on when the horse is ready. It'll probably drop out and run on. Launch code's interesting. I think nearly 38 days between runs is not ideal. Change stables, back in distance. I'm a little bit worried that it will need the run. I think that Lees is a little bit kinder on them than most, and this is a big, strong horse that may just be a little bit vulnerable today. I did really like Argent Dior's first up run. I don't mind that it's drawn 12. I think it's a strong type that will be suited to a fastish run 1100, and if he gets a bit of cover, he can be strong late. Parlez-vous first up is an interesting horse. It's just I would have preferred to see it go around at Hawkesbury on Thursday. I think it probably would have been too good for them, but it is a horse that I have had a big opinion of. It just disappointed me a little bit during its last prep after a really good first up effort. Difficult to get Honest. Second step Honest and looks value around the 20-1 mark with not much weight on its back and a soft draw. And Once More a Lady's tough as well. Suspenders, the other horse, looks value around $31. But I am quite keen on a two-horse play here in Kings of Leon and Argent Dior. $7 Kings of Leon, $13 Argent Dior. Both look solid prices, and I would be saving on spending to win if that money continues tomorrow. That stable scares the life out of me when their horses are fresh and well backed. Race 7, small field, no tempo, Gold Ambition. Zayam look to control it. Zayam looks dangerous, looks ready to go. $8 looks fair enough odds. It's not a horse I really want to find because it's quite one-paced, and that could, a slow tempo with slow pace horses, one-paced horses usually means the horse needs to be extremely well timed when they take off to sort of take advantage of that slowish tempo. Probably better off rolling a touch. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Gold Ambition is not a horse I usually like to find either. He's a similar one-pace type. $11 can't knock him. I think So Willie's the one. Gate 1, probably be 3 back the fence. If he holds third the fence, he'll be really dangerous. Could just out sprint them off a slow tempo here. He's got that, I should know the name of the horse off the top of my head. sorry. He's got supply and demand form. 2,000 metres, he run it down over a mile. 3 starts back off the back of an average tempo. That horse has gone on to win over 2,400. Kingsguard, it's just got good form everywhere around it. Montauk dropping back 14 days, 21 days back to the mile. He's going to take a world of beating if he's still going as well as he was. 3 runs back at the mile. I think $5 him probably won't last, and he's a great bet for mine. Zayam and Ambition, Gold Ambition, probably going to be right there. Leopari looks weighted up to his very best at 5-2 over the mile. I think it's as far as he wants. He's probably going to be last and has to out-sprint them off a slow tempo. And Heavenly Anna, similarly, bearing $4 or so. I know it's got a big weight drop and it's been well backed, but it has to run out a strong mile too. It does look a little bit dangerous. I'd rather be on Heavenly Anna than Leopari, but off a slow tempo. But so Willie for mine, and if Old North beats you, he beats you. He's just too enigmatic at the moment for mine. Race 8. Tempo not overly strong here. A couple coming across from outside, LA Cheval and Escrimador with a few kicking up for on-pace positions. Hot Hit looks to get the best of the positions right behind the speed. Racing well and can improve. Again, I think he looks well set up here, but $5 is probably about right. LA Cheval, $7.50, going to get a nice time of it in front, most likely. It seems fair enough odds. Sangiovese is a horse that I'm doubting him, and I think 1100's as far as he wants. He draws the gate. He wants gate 1 to suck up behind and pick up the pieces if he gets them, but that's short enough. Your Way first up's a horse for mine that improves during its preparation. Does look to get the right run, and I don't want to lay it at 5-2, but it seems quite short. I thought one of the better value bets of the day here was a horse called Last Witness. Comes out of that fast surplus race, 3 weeks to get over that run, gets the blinkers on second up, and probably comes wide. You definitely want to run on pattern here to have any confidence about it, but $26 seems a huge price if you can run on. Not a race I'm going to get too interested in. I'll probably have something each way on Last Witness. And then if there's a pattern developing, if it's on pace-ish, I think, Hot Hit's going to be in the right position with horse like LA Cheval. If it's running on, I'll be having something on Last Witness and could even entertain something on I Can Rock, who was a very strong winner, albeit in a race where other horses were interfered with first up in midweek grade. Lucky Last, absolutely impossible. Last. Brazen first up for 392 days, the good horse resuming, 1300 obviously. There looks to be not much pressure, which is an even bigger problem. If you can find the leader, you'll probably find something that's going to kick on quite well. It's nearly impossible to find a leader. Maybe Francesco from 11 gate, and $9.50 seems a big price off a good effort for it first up. You've got Dubai Style first up for 308 days with the blinkers on, showing intent. Scares me. Wide gate Bowman, who knows where it's going to be. Minor Fresher resuming 259 days, another nice horse that can compete well fresh. Non-Peril does have a bit of speed and it's hard fit. It seems well found at $5 for an honest horse, but okay. Time Out of Mind was a good winner last time, ridden back in the field. That was a pretty soft race, and I'm probably not overly confident to chime into it here, but not saying it's not on the up either. I didn't mind No How's run fresh. There's just chances across the board. If I knew that Francesco was rolling forward, I think $9.50, it's a huge price. If it goes back, who knows? There's so many decent horses here with huge queries about them fitness-wise. Blinkers, all sorts of gear changes. Nat Kinku, gone to Jason Coyle with blinkers being applied. Looks an interesting horse at $31. There's just queries galore here, and it's just nearly a field job in the quaddie. I'd be putting 7 or 8 in it, that's for sure. Another race with gun to my head, I'd probably have something on Francesco and Nat Kinku at the $9.50 and $31. Just a tough race to finish the day. Sorry I blasted through it a bit quick. It's just been a bit of a long week and had to dart through it, but hopefully I've picked up a few things that some may have missed, and hopefully we have a good day. Thanks, guys.